around 3 years and counting.
It's been a great story that Leganes have been able to survive the drop every single year, but this season, the way it's starting, it's not looking good. They are winless, only 1 point on the campaign, and they are last in the table. A win against Barcelona here at home would be massive for their confidence and then obviously for their chances of getting out of the relegation zone. It's last versus first here at Butarque. That is going to be quite a matchup. And we look at the lineup, it's 5 in the back. Obviously, a very defensive-minded formation for the manager of Leganes, Mauricio Pellegrino, who wants to make sure they tighten up those spaces. And look out for Rodrigo Tarin. He's making his debut. He is a product of La Masia. He has a little bit of familiarity with the Barcelona way, if you will.
So on the bench as well, Gumbau, another ex-Barcelona player. Jose Arnaiz unavailable. And there you can see, towering over the little ants, Mauricio Pellegrino, longtime rival. Both of them spending some time at Barcelona in the 90s. Pellegrino making his hay alongside Roberto Ayala and that great Valencia team shortly thereafter. His turn as a coach has not gone quite according to form. As you mentioned, difficult teams to play, but as far as getting the victories, that's what counts if you want to stick around. There you see Munir El Haddadi. Kind of a homecoming for him, born in the Madrid area, but Barca through and through. And he's going to get the start here today alongside Dembele. Luis Suarez getting the day off, something we've talked about so much, George, at the start of the season. A backup to Luis Suarez. Well, here an interesting opening kick. Jesus Lago, and it's on target. Smile for Messi, an actor on the movie Campeones. If you haven't seen it yet, well, that's because it's not here yet, but it is coming out into the theaters. And in fact, you might see it on Oscar night. It is Spain's contestant for Best Foreign Film. Basketball film, but he looks like an athlete. Well,
maybe in his younger days.
Looks like us.
Yeah, like us. Yeah, in his younger days. Yeah. Looking forward to seeing that. Oh, of course, can always wait till it comes on Netflix. They have some great foreign films on Netflix. Mateo
Laos already working out as the video assistant referee here today. We thought it would get rid of controversy. It's just changed the vernacular. Here's what they are allowed to review. And again, that red card incident in Barcelona's last match. Some still don't believe it was. Personally, I think anytime elbow to face, you're asking for the referee to get involved.
Yeah, I agree. Clement Lenglet definitely getting that elbow up, and he definitely deserved that red card in that last match against Girona.
Well, a few changes for Barcelona. Can Leganes make them pay? We are underway. Alberto Undiano Mayenko, the 44-year-old Pamplonan, running with the Sharks today. Munir El Haddadi challenging, launched down long, and sliding over to get it is Thomas Vermaelen. Talk about changes, and this is really strange for Ernesto Valverde, who has the reputation of being, shall we say, conservative, maybe to a fault. But not only does he have Munir up front, he has Thomas Vermaelen playing out on that left wing in place of Jordi Alba. And here he is, nodding it to the center, trying to settle and bring it down in Nesiri, but controlling it Barcelona. So a few changes from Ernesto.
Well, if there's a team that Barcelona can experiment against, it is Leganes, a team that they have dominated since Leganes made it to the first division, the top flight of Spanish football. So against a squad that they can handle pretty easily, make those adjustments, you can make those tweaks, especially in the back line, putting Thomas Vermaelen out left. See how that works out. But of any team that they could do it against, it is against Leganes, and they wouldn't suffer in terms of the results. So we'll see.
Girona was also one where they thought they might be able to tinker just a little bit, but that one does have the Catalan rivalry. Although last year it ended 6-1, so Valverde probably thought he had the freedom to make changes. Beautiful ball out of the back. Umtiti. Rakitic tries to switch towards Dembele, but stripped away. Nice turn by Vesca. Threaded up the middle, trying to give chase Oscar Rodriguez, but it splits the defense and all the way back.
Well, one thing's for sure about Barcelona, if they're going to make those changes in the back, especially with Vermaelen on the left, you have to expect that heart of the defense, that triangle in the middle between Busquets, Umtiti, and Piqué, are going to have to be a little more vigilant in terms of Leganes going forward. Then obviously cover that space when Vermaelen bombs forward down that left side. That is going to be something to watch for the next few minutes.
Titi, again, those diagonal balls like he was rolling it out. Sergio Roberto. Nothing against Nelson Semedo, who does a good job defensively, but Barca seems much more dangerous with Sergio Roberto out there at that right back spot.
Very versatile player, Sergio Roberto. Definitely surprised everyone a couple of seasons ago when they put him out wide on the right under Luis Enrique, but he managed to perform well.
Saved his job in many ways.
Yeah, absolutely. Sergio Roberto, that midfield was going to be difficult for him to get playing time, but his ability to play out wide on the right, especially in this Barcelona system where you have to touch the ball around, possession, moving off the ball is so important. Midfielders can do that well, and Sergio Roberto has proven that he can do it consistently.
Wide, sliding to the inside. Messi wearing the armband here today. Coutinho grabbed as he makes the run through. Dembele launching it to switch sides. One touch Roberto, back to Rakitic. Read it in. Messi didn't hear the footsteps, poked free, but Rakitic there. Patience from Barca in their yellows. Blue and white stripes familiar for the fans of Butarque. Trying to turn and just a little bump in the corner. Knocks Raul Garcia off and back for Rakitic, who will be, I guess, right at home in Barca's main uniform next year, if you believe some of the reports. It'll be the first time the primary uniform will not have stripes. Instead, it will be a Blaugrana in that Croatian checkerboard fashion.
That is not going to go over too well.
I think Rakitic might like it.
He might like it, yeah. Especially after the World Cup they had this year.
A little bump sends Busquets packing. Free kick about 35 yards out.
Sometimes an idea should just stay an idea, but you never know. We have to see how it actually looks.
You already got your order in, don't you?
On a discount.
Here's Messi. Again, 55 friendlies and the like that Clasico that was played here in the States. It is 700th game wearing a Barca uniform. Cleared away by Bustinza. Unai playing a little more centrally here today, almost in a Mascherano role. The diminutive ex-athletic center back. Knotted down by Garcia and all the way back to Ivan Cuellar. Look at our starting lineups brought to you by AT&T. It is 3 in the back. A few changes for Pellegrino as well today. 5 in the midfield. In fact, as you see there, they're pretty much calling it, what, a 3-7-0?
Yeah, 3-7-0 pretty much. It is arguably the definition of parking the bus in front of the goal and trying to get a result here for Leganes. Meanwhile, Barcelona, mentioned Vermaelen, we mentioned Munir. Coutinho in the midfield with Rakitic and Busquets. I suspect that with the majority of the possession, the vast majority of possession, Busquets is going to be pushing up. And Piqué and Umtiti might merge forward.
From Dembele, driving inside, whips the shot, but it's shy of the post.
Dembele, we've seen him when Suarez makes a start, he is out wide on the right, but he is coming on the left, showing his versatility. And when he is healthy, he is as dangerous an attacking player as anyone else. Injuries hampering him the last couple of seasons, but he seems to be in full fitness this year, and it has paid off with the start that he has had, and that just makes Barcelona even more dangerous. Not only is he able to play the ball in terms of his feet and the touch and the passing, but he has the pace to break down players one-on-one. The skill with the dribbling is fantastic. When the Barcelona way doesn't work, he used the Dembele way to get toward goal.
In recent years, they have talked about needing a plan B. Luis Suarez was one of them. Out wide, far side. Back for El Zar, whips it across, and Nasiri, but he couldn't catch it clean. Good service by El Zar.
And well done by El Zar, and Nasiri able to carve out a little bit of space around the penalty spot. Piqué and Umtiti losing track of him. They have to be careful. Piqué has come under some criticism for some of his loose marking and his defending recently.
Well, he was not on the FIFA best 11. Instead, it was, what, an all Real Madrid back line.
Yeah.
Rafa Varane getting the nod next to Sergio Ramos. Of course, then again, Piqué also saying his national team career is done. Up the middle, Youssef En-Nesyri tries to split, and there's Samuel Umtiti, a one-man destroyer.
En-Nesyri getting past Busquets, but Umtiti probably the best defender that Barcelona has, especially when attacking players are running at him one-on-one. He is able to control it and win the ball back. Perfect compliment to Piqué.
Whistle from Undiana Mayenko. Tends to let them play. 20 games last year in the top flight in Spain. Right about 4 cautions. Only 1 red card, and that was a double yellow the entire season. And only 2 penalties. Might as well give Undiana Mayenko a lounge chair in the center circle. Here's Roberto. Sweeps it around. Trying to get the cross past Perez, who comes away. Rakitic again.
With the referee, Undiana Mayenko, the way he officiates matches, that's perfect for Barcelona. They want to develop that rhythm. They want to dominate the possession. They don't need stoppages and stop and starts. They want to get into a quick flow of this match and get as many goal-scoring opportunities as possible. So, seems set up perfectly for Barcelona just off of the officiating style of Undiana Mayenko.
As you mentioned, a few changes here from Mauricio Pellegrino. Not working with a full deck. That might not have come out the right way, but Recio still injured. Ezequiel Munoz out. Mentioned Arnaiz and the promising Argentine Simonowski. Those two have been gone for nearly a year. Arnaiz since February with a groin injury back when he was with Barcelona. Simonowski's had a hamstring injury since December.
Simonowski is a player that has a lot of potential. He's shown flashes of being a player that could maybe possibly move up to some of the bigger teams in La Liga, and that's a main reason why Leganes are off to this horrible start to the season.
So far, no score through the opening 10 minutes. Little victories. Something I'm sure Pellegrino has drilled into his team. He's made some changes, and maybe it's just the double week down in for Sergio Roberto. Maybe it's also a sign that things aren't going well. Touch back, and Munir realizes he missed Messi. But Guido Carrillo, who's been so dominant in the air, getting a seat when En-Nesyri up front, doing rather well in his place. Wide for Oscar Rodriguez. Deflected cross. Umtiti will clear. Loose in the midfield, and Rakitic beaten to the ball. Alain Nion, the long-legged back, also out. Diego Roland, who's kind of been forced wide. And today, he's left out, at least on the bench, with his fellow Uruguayan Mikel Santos. And another Athletic Bilbao product in Sabine Marino also available on the bench. So they do have some talent, but for whatever reason, George, it's just not clicking.
Yeah, it's a difficult situation for Leganes. After a couple of seasons in the top flight, teams aren't going to take you as lightly as they did previously, and so they're going to come out more aggressive, much more attack-minded.
Nice opportunity here, and there's Coutinho. The delivery from Messi, and magic from the Brazilian mid.
The right leg of Felipe Coutinho. We've seen it in the World Cup. We've seen it with Liverpool so many times. You just give him a little bit of space with that right leg, and he can score any goal from anywhere. But it's the dancing of Messi around 3, 4, had 5 players surrounding him. When you have 5 players surrounding Lionel Messi, it's going to leave space open for Coutinho. You know Messi's going to find whoever's available, whoever's open. And then fantastic technique. Look at it skid off the outside of his right foot. Cuellar getting a touch onto it. But Felipe Coutinho, the man's skill is great. It's fantastic, and he scores an excellent goal. And very patient build-up. Well done there by Barcelona. Of course, 5 players surrounding Messi. It's going to leave someone open, and Coutinho's the beneficiary of it.
Coutinho 2 goals this summer in Russia, already up to 2 goals in this campaign after 8 the second half of last season when he made the jump from Liverpool. And there is a start of chemistry. Again, they've been, in many ways, as the ball lifted forward, then the city, Umtiti knocked down. A save from Ter Stegen to deny the Moroccan, but it wouldn't have counted anyway.
Umtiti very busy here. His first 12-13 minutes. And Nesri, forward that can get physical, and
that didn't look like a foul to me.
With some contact there.
But it looked like Umtiti just kind of leaning his body in front to make sure the Leganés striker couldn't get in.
Yeah, I think Umtiti did a good job of selling that foul. Win back the possession for Barcelona.
Well, I was going to say, many ways you go back to the retirement, the move of Xavi. That followed up this year with the move of Iniesta. That midfield now is pretty much Busquets to Messi, who has kind of dropped in. But Coutinho looking to play a pretty mean third fiddle.
Yeah, and for Coutinho, it's especially important that he stays back, but also times when he moves forward as well and then finishes his chances.
Ford BN Sports Connect app, and it is available. Just go to your app store and download it. Chance to watch 10 channels, including both BN and BN in Espanol, free and in full HD. And right now, at the moment, there is that other match going on with Athletic Bilbao and Villarreal, and that is on BN Sports 7. Olympique Lyon, the road to Dijon. Bordeaux hosting Lille. Marseille against Strasbourg. Caen against Montpellier. All of that available on your Ford BN Sports Connect app. And again, free in an HD.
Yeah, Olympiacos, Panathinaikos, Biggie, Tupac. I mean, everybody's playing today, it seems like. Great football action. I love it when midweek league play goes on.
There's a chance Dembele out wide, bringing the ex-Barca youngster Tarin with him. Interesting that he does get the start here today against his old club. Almost, but cut off by Umtiti.
Tarin, of course, part of the rotations of Pellegrino. We mentioned that lost to Eibar, 5 changes, so bring in the youngster at home. This is former side. You figure that he's going to be extra motivated to play against Barcelona. So far, he's held up. Can't blame him for the goal. By putting that 5-4-1 formation as well, or they're saying 3 in the back, but defensively we know it's 5-4-1. We're giving him some support as well. Take some of the burden off of marking a Messi or Coutinho or Dembele as well. So it's a smart game plan by Pellegrino in terms of helping the kid out here in his debut.
From PK wide for Sergio Roberto, spots the run of Rakitic, deflected inside, and then off to the near side. Rakitic challenging and seems to catch Raul Garcia, but no foul call.
One thing I'm seeing here with Leganés, we mentioned the numbers back. These 5 or 6 players in the penalty area. Anytime Barcelona player makes a run into the box. Coutinho's goal came from outside the box. That might be Barcelona's early way to get through this defense is with long-range shots.
Edge of the 18 on the turn. Dembele leaves it for Coutinho. Already 1 goal to his name. Back to Messi, who actually had to adjust mid-stride. Now Roberto in the middle. Not your average fullback. Messi dispossessed. 1 back by Busquets. Messi 23 yards out. And it's off the top of the crossbar. Not sure, Pichu might have gotten a touch.
Lionel Messi outside the area. We mentioned it. It's long-range efforts so far. Just the early part, just to crack this defense. Off the post.
He hits the point.
Knowing Messi, I know he wanted to score, but he's so accurate that probably said, I was aiming for the post there. I was aiming for the corner there. That's how accurate of a shot he has. But on that play, Rakitic was open on several occasions on that right side. They didn't get it to him. That might have been an avenue for them to unlock and spread out that Leganes defense, create more space in the middle for Coutinho and Messi. Missed a chance to hook up with Rakitic on that right side. If that ball goes in, nobody will remember that because of the golazo of Messi.
Okay, back. Ter Stegen. At this point, Marc-Andre Ter Stegen getting a lot of action from Ernesto Valverde. Playing every minute of every game in league. Jasper Cillessen, a little bit of an injury earlier to start the season, maybe one of the reasons. Dembele holds off the challenge, back for Coutinho, in for Messi, hits it clean. Well, maybe not exactly where he wanted.
But still excellent movement, and you have to like the movement of Dembele and then Coutinho in support as well. And anytime Lionel Messi is open at the top of the penalty area, you have to get it to him. Didn't hit it as cleanly as he would like, but the other 11 times that situation presents itself, Messi is going to score. And now we're starting to see Dembele getting some room to operate, making runs, penetrating, and getting in either next to or almost behind that Leganes defense back line, and those 9 men in defense for Leganes, is that shape is starting to crack a little bit.
Throw in Munir. Many thought that Munir would develop into that next Barcelona striker. Hasn't quite gotten to that point. They've sent him out on loan a couple of times. Many expected that to happen again this year, but in the absence of a legitimate deputy to Luis Suarez, they've elected to hold on, at least for the first half of the season.
Gossett also brought in, didn't quite work out.
Into the area, Dembele had to wait for it. Coutinho from about 40. Busquets back for the Brazilian. Flying in, Sergio Roberto settling it. Rakitic in for Messi, flicks it in past Garcia, who does a good job getting his body in the way.
Numbers over Messi. This is that one chance there. Messi usually hits it better than that. This one was off the post.
Can't get much better than that.
Yep, Messi. A radar on his left leg. It is amazing. And then knows that a golazo was missed, but in the last sequence, Vermaelen finally making a run, finally pushing up down that left side of the Barca attack, and Dembele didn't get it to him. If he gets Vermaelen, had some space in front of him. If he gets it to Vermaelen, it turned into a better goal-scoring chance for Barcelona. The first time we saw Vermaelen actually push forward and get deep into the Leganes attack defensive third.
Decent idea. Dembele lets it fall. Coolly slots it behind his own leg and then tries to thread it through. Tarin clears. Target man now, Dembele.
Dembele is pinching in a little more toward the middle. It's a quick decision to get it to Dembele. He was offside there. Was it Sergio Roberto offside?
Might have been Dembele on the initial pass. It was close, but assistant on the near side, Raul Caballero, caught it. Issue with the young Frenchman is consistency. When he is on, he is world class. That's kind of what they were looking for when Neymar left. Many thought that they would spend a lot of that money to buy a replacement, but Valverde electing to stick with the kids and use the money elsewhere.
And the young core of players that they brought in: Arthur Semedo, Malcolm, here with Dembele.
Pichu.
Munir still yet to kind of find his way in this attack so far for Barcelona. Haven't had as many touches as I'm sure he would have liked.
Stegen out quickly enough. Nearing the midway point. There's a few Barcelona fans in attendance, but this is not Getafe, or at least not the Getafe from a few years ago. It is probably the arch rival of their southern Madrid neighbor, but they are passionate about this team.
Well, they should. The fact that they've been able to avoid the drop, a small club like that, the last couple seasons is a great accomplishment.
Busquets from distance, he does not tend to shoot, but that one just sails away.
The Coutinho goal here, and Messi surrounded by 4 players. When he continues his run into the area, 3 players are following him. 3 players are following one person, and someone, maybe 2 people, are going to be open. Coutinho, the brilliant strike there. Long-range effort going over the line into the back of the net, but it's the effect of Messi. Not so much his goal scoring, but his movement and the attention he attracts. It leaves other players wide open to go forward and score goals. That's a part of the game that Messi brings or provides that sometimes gets overlooked. Just his presence on the pitch essentially makes his teammates open to go forward and attack.
Ashtray Garcia. Here's Roberto challenging on this near side, but Oscar Rodriguez, the lone E from Real Madrid, does well. Okay, trying to stay tight with the 21-year-old striker, and the City draws the foul.
The City doing well here. Nesri he's been very aggressive. The few chances that he has been able to touch the ball, he has engaged with Umtiti or Piqué. Seen him even be aggressive going forward and trying to press that back line as well. He is a strong matchup, big strong player. He's almost eye to eye with Piqué, who's tall himself, so that's a matchup to watch for, especially in these set piece aerial situations.
Stegen waiting, drops to his near post, flipped high into the air by Vermaelen. Now the left foot deflected. Ter Stegen reacts, slaps it wide. Oscar challenges, and it's pushed away. But let's see if they're going to call this one as a foul. Tarin coming close. Munir, the player who gets knocked down. Beautiful ball from Juanfran. And you can see why they do call this a foul.
Take a deflection. I think Vermaelen deflects it. And by Ter Stegen.
Oscar flying in and Munir catching him. See, he's actually going in the other direction because of the deflection. But it did take just enough off. He was able to get back.
Yeah, luckily for Ter Stegen, the deflection didn't have that much pace on it. So he was able to react quickly enough to get over. Still encouraging sign for Leganes going forward on the set piece. They could at least make Ter Stegen do a little bit of work here.
Sweet touch around Sergi. Oscar again, but got a little greedy. Knocked off Munir and out for the throw.
And that's capable of maintaining a little bit of possession. They have players that are skillful and strong with the ball in their feet.
And Suarez, well, if this football thing doesn't work out, looks like he's ready to commentate.
Yep. Maybe even manage in his future.
Fighting for Piqué, doesn't get a lot. Oscar a miss hit. He actually had a little more time, I think, than he first thought. And now another whistle just outside the area from Mundiano Mayenko.
Well, you have to give credit to Youssef Nesri for winning that aerial challenge and at least providing Oscar with a chance with a shot on frame. He went for the volley, didn't hit it cleanly, but still, Nesri could be a problem for the center back pairing of Titi and Piqué. Right now, he's working on Piqué. Stalemate, but Nesri is making some headway. He is pushing forward a little bit, gaining some confidence.
Free, deflected, says the assistant on the near side, Caballero. No whistle that time.
And it's forcing Barcelona to play it out of the back. See if they can force Ter Stegen into a turnover, change the possession. Doesn't work.
Munir sneaks it inside, but not enough on it. It holds. That allows Perez to steal it away briefly.
And is also Rakitic and Sergio Roberto kind of switching every now and then. Rakitic kind of, I don't want to say dropping back to a right back position, but he does track back when Sergio Roberto goes forward. Roberto kind of doing the hard work in the midfield in terms of winning the ball as well, taking some of that physicality off of the plate, off of the shoulders of Rakitic.
Stegen calm under pressure. Busquets epitomizes calm.
Gets on the ball, you just can't rattle him. Calm, collected. Barcelona, those triangles that everybody talks about, they made those triangles to get that ball away from Leganes, put it into their attacking half after Leganes tried to press them high and win the ball. There's one team in world football that is difficult to press up high and get them to turn the ball over. It is Barcelona. Everyone on the squad is calm, composed, and collected and skillful on the ball. Make themselves available for those triangles to push the ball up the pitch. Vermaelen going out wide. Just they can't connect with Vermaelen. Smart run there.
Offside by a hair. Piqué doesn't know it yet. The shot down low, Ter Stegen. And it looks like what might have happened. Flag comes up from Inigo Prieto. Well, now it's a very delayed reaction.
Very late.
Juliano Mayenko did not notice. He's still looking back. So it was offside. Thought he might have waved it off.
Smart play by Piqué. Piqué realizing where he was on the pitch, moving up forward, and causing the offside there. So well done by Piqué.
Again, mentioned beIN Sports 7 on beIN Sports Connect right now in San Mamés. Villarreal is calling. Both of these teams, I don't say struggling a little bit, but not where they want to be. Still early days. A victory for Villarreal could see them climb up towards the European zone. And Athletic does still have that game in hand from Rayo that was postponed due to stadium issues. But you don't want to get too far back.
Villarreal and Athletic Club, two clubs that every season challenging for at least the Europa League spot. To see them where they are, middle of the table, is disappointing, but it's still early on in the season. They have too much quality on those rosters to be there for long. I expect them to be in challenging for Europa League spots very soon.
Two other good games, Valencia Celta and Sevilla Real Madrid, still to come immediately following this match. Juliano Mayenko calling this one against Barcelona.
Valencia Celta could be sneaky, entertaining. Two teams that like to go forward, can always cause problems, especially for the bigger clubs. That could be a fun game at Mestalla.
Xavi Tamarit, Pellegrino's right-hand man, out barking something off the Leganes bench. Back for Pichu Cuellar. got his start back with Atletico Madrid, filling in for the ailing Leo Franco, now the boss at Huesca. And that rookie stretch included a match against Barcelona. I guarantee you Pichu has not forgotten yet. Ball sent all the way through. Far side, Juanfran Moreno drives it in off the back of Vermaelen. And out for the throw-in.
Juanfran had Miguel Vesga top of the penalty area to move the ball around, decided to go for the shot. The most dangerous Leganes have looked in the attack so far.
Oscar, smart play, wins another throw in just shy of the flag. Vermaelen retreats. Here's Nabil El Sar, French-born Moroccan. Who's it come off of last? Out for the corner kick. Getting closer. 1-0 Barca on Coutinho's 12th minute goal. Leganés looking for an equalizer here.
You're looking at just the size. Look out for Enesri and Vesca, two tall players.
Over the spot, giving chase for Roberto. Nodding it up and over the right back, Raul Garcia. Rakitic. Overshadowed by the FIFA best Luka Modric this summer. I think Rakitic was just as influential, if not more. Messi trying to get a little tricky with it, taken away, now lifting it long, splitting the gap. In the city again, Piqué.
Your point about Rakitic, I think the big difference was he didn't score the goals that Modric scored. Remember, it was Rakitic, if I remember correctly, in these knockout stages that Croatia had to go to penalty kicks. He was the one that would take the last penalty kick to send them through. So he showed his clutch genes, if you will.
Slammed into the sideboard.
Rakitic not having the club campaign that Modric had. Modric winning Champions League, Rakitic winning La Liga.
In many ways, Rakitic, just like Valverde, signifying the change of this Barcelona side from the Pep Guardiola regime. Well, there might have been differences in style and success. Tito, Tata, Luis Enrique. Under Valverde, it's a lot more pragmatic look. Not the we have the three best forwards in the world, just push it forward and everyone else defend. There's a little bit more of the return to a team style, but they don't take as many risks perhaps as some of the other bosses would have.
But what helps too is that if you can play that kind of style where you don't take as many risks, you always have a Lionel Messi to finish the chances in case that doesn't work. He's always the great equalizer, or the player that can always just correct the mistakes made tactically by whomever the coach is, whether it's Pep or Ernesto Valverde.
Coutinho. By the way, that goal in the first half ties him with Messi. Brought it in for Coutinho, deflected. Here's Rakitic, and he's got a cannon, but well defended. Staying with him all the way. Turns Jonathan Silva.
Messi is lethal.
Estudiantes man mentioned Coutinho and Messi, both of them with 9 goals outside the box since the start of last season. No one else has more. Roberto, Rakitic. Messi skips, gets it back from Busquets, pokes it in for Munir. Flag comes up, and again, El Haddadi not exactly on the same page.
Oh, what a pass by Messi. That ball goes through the legs of a Leganes defender right there. It almost filters through to Munir. Just a little too anxious. He's got to be a little more patient. Hold that run for 1 second. Get his positioning right so he's level with the defender, so when that ball goes through, he can just run onto it full stride. How about Messi? Right through the legs of Tuna, if you will, the nutmeg on the pass there. It's where Lionel Messi has more than 2 eyes. It's amazing what he can do on the pitch when he's wearing this Barcelona shirt.
That's why Munir has more than 2 loans. There's a certain sense to a striker knowing when to make that run, when to lean. Which then again, as Pippo Inzaghi said, all it takes sometimes is for the flag to stay down once.
Yep.
Laid back by Munir. Messi again, full head of steam. Roberto tries to return the favor, but the pass leaves a little to be desired.
Oh, Sergio Roberto doing well. Get into space, but just a poor touch. And well, Pippo Inzaghi knows about staying on sides and how close it can be in terms of the flag. This is the play, that the goal here, because look how much room and time and space Coutinho has, and it's because Messi attracts 5 players, and because Messi could probably beat all 5 of them off the dribble, they give him a little bit of space, a little bit of cushion, and so he is able to get that pass cleanly to Coutinho.
That one's going to spin to the sideline, and Juanfran tracks it down. Lifted back in by Azar in the city. The world gaping in front of him, and he sends it the one place he doesn't want to.
Well, it's a great service over the top. Sergio Roberto does not keep track of En-Nesyri. And instead of maybe trying to head it into that upper 90 top corner, heads it down, hoping that the turf might give him that bounce that he needs. Still well done by Leganes, who have shown some flashes of scoring a goal here. They have shown flashes of being able to build the attack and look dangerous going forward. But they've had very little of the ball to do so. That's the problem.
Interesting as we take a look here at the long ball for Dembele. And again, you would need to be completely outside that white chalk line. So well played, Pichu. Our side, Juanfran gets the throw. Got to start at their arch rivals in the Etafe youth system. Spent some time at Real Madrid. And now with Leganes, 3 of the Madrid sides on his resume, on loan from Deportivo this season. Ball just spins away from Vesca. Actually, that's Ruben Perez. And as they try and win it back, a foul against Garcia. Messi taken down.
Messi through the midfield. Rakitic with his jersey being pulled, but he's pulling the pants there of Ruben Perez. Messi didn't take too kindly to getting chopped down the first time. He gets chopped down the second time. Yep, this is going to be an easy yellow card.
Now, should it be more? There is the possibility of persistent infringement, passing the fouls off to Lionel Messi, as well as the actual challenge here. And Saad trying to make sure the Argentine is okay.
The first foul, after Messi got up, he appeared to have some choice words. He was upset with whoever was trying to help him up. And maybe Perez just exacting a little revenge after that. That's a clear yellow card, easily.
But maybe not as hard as it first appeared. Well, then again, not my calves.
Yeah, fell on the ball too, so maybe that took a little bit of the air out of him there.
More ways than one.
Yep.
Ruben Perez getting the caution. Ex-Spanish Youth International. Ball forward from Munir, grabbed by Pichu, offside again. Volkswagen halftime show. If you missed Coutinho's goal and the setup from Messi, this one a little closer for Munir. Also show you highlights from the rest of round 6 and take a look ahead towards the nightcaps today.
Munir, the timing, but also the movement. He's got to keep his eye on Messi, and where Messi goes, find that space that he can connect with Messi. That's something that just takes time.
Ball in, Umtiti drops. By the way, just keep an eye on this. Vermaelen, especially at his age right now, not the type to fly forward. Going to En-Nesyri. One back by Oscar. Perez sneaks it through, but it's just too far for Silva. The Argentine could not get the engine started. Was saying that Zena City brings it down against Umtiti, who handles it well at the age of 32 and coming off of injuries. Vermaelen staying back. This is almost a 3-back. Ball deflected in. Ter Stegen grabs it. Not a clean touch from Elzar. Basically seeing Vermaelen, Umtiti, and Piqué as the back three, and Dembele and Sergio Roberto as the wing backs of sorts. But here you see Dembele up front with Munir. Threaded through. Messi in a foot race. Tarin, who used to look up to Messi at La Masia, pokes it free.
One thing's for sure about, I think this was the first foul of Perez, and then tried to help Messi up, gave him a little attitude there. Perez didn't like it, and then he chopped him down probably a couple seconds later. One thing about the formation you mentioned in the three in the back.
Chance Messi brings it back, but there to pick his pocket was Perez. Nice move. Elzar swings it across. Piqué just enough as he makes it look easy.
Oh, Elzar with a beautiful touch there. You can see the quick footwork of Nabil Elzar, and unfortunately just couldn't bend it past Piqué to get with Nesri. It is a tough break there for Leganes, but show that they can be pretty quick there on the counters with Elzar.
80 seconds remain in regulation.
For that back line, Vermaelen not the fastest of players, not known for his pace, neither is Piqué. Umtiti can clean all of that up. But if Umtiti gets caught out of position, or Elzar can create some space, get away from Umtiti, maybe Nesri can get past Piqué and create a goal-scoring chance.
Roberto trying to be a pest. Still on the chalk. Silva does well. Might have caught Busquets unintentionally. Play on, and now it's Oscar. Rakitic back on defense. Rodriguez to the inside. Rodriguez! And oh, what a save! Ter Stegen soaring in the air to grab it.
Oh, well done by Leganes, getting it out wide to Oscar. Rakitic trying to deny him to go to the right, but Oscar taking it to the right. And then he tried to pull his best Felipe Coutinho impression by getting a right-footed shot to bend into that far post. Ter Stegen probably used to seeing Coutinho do that in practice, reading it well and making a big save. But an encouraging sign for Leganes going forward, to see that they have that pace advantage when they are able to get the ball out quickly, make those quick passes into transition into space.
Okay. Harassed as he pushed forward. Again, Busquets. And down he goes, but that's going to bring the first half to a close with nary a second of time added on. Coutinho in the 12th minute, the difference, but Leganes proving difficult.
Global sponsor of La Liga.
Introducing the all-new Volkswagen Jetta with available 10-color ambient lighting.
Talk to family back home with the new Boss Revolution app. Call, text, send, and share. Download the app and get $1 free for calling.
Eddie Jimenez is the son of immigrants who fought for a better life for their family. Through their example, Eddie learned to fight for others. When the strongest hurricane of the century made landfall, Eddie took to the air, rescuing 42 people and earning a medal for his heroism. Eddie flew with a fighting spirit that can't be pinned to the ground. Since 1925, we've proved that it doesn't matter where you come from, it matters what you're made of. Modelo, brewed with a fighting spirit.
Dave's dream car. Of course, he prefers the pearl white to the cherry red, but you can't fit 3 kids and a dog who's prone to car sickness in a sports car. Yeah, Dave's had to compromise a lot lately. But not when it comes to cutting the cord. Fubo gives him all the sports he needs, as well as all the shows his family loves. Don't compromise. Get over 100 channels plus Showtime and Cloud DVR included. Visit FuboTV.com.
Introducing the all-new Volkswagen Jetta with available digital cockpit.
Real Madrid plays a high-profile matchup in the Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan when it faces Sevilla. Sevilla FC versus Real Madrid. Today on beIN Sports.
All the adrenaline of the SBK World Championship continues on beIN Sports. Service French, round 11, Saturday on beIN Sports. The ladies of PSG won the first leg 4-1. Now at home, they're looking to complete their pass to the round of 16. Paris Saint-Germain versus Saint-Polten, Women's Champions League on beIN Sports. The Express Halftime Show is brought to you by the all